everybody, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. Kick your feet up and grab some popcorn. And let's not forget, enjoy the show. It has been a while. Lots of things happening in the background. I do apologize for, what's it called? I do apologize a little for the lack of streams recently. It's been very busy on my end. Anyways, this is Burn the Midnight Oil, a recommendation by one of my mods, Cookies. They seemed very taken with it, and I have decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and try this out, shall we? Hello, Cookie. Welcome. You're just in time. All right. So, Burn the Midnight Oil. Don't know too much about it, other than it's a Kickstarter project that is currently available for wishlist on Steam. Feel free to check them out in the description down below. I've linked the Kickstarter, and that you're solving crimes and you're stealing hearts and stuff. Yes. Content warnings. So this game, Burn the Midnight Oil, contains mature themes and is intended for players 17 and older. Player discretion is advised. Content warnings in the demo include, but are not limited to, horror, blood and violence, strong language, suggestive content, alcohol and drug references, substance abuse, references to past emotionally abusive relationships, references to implied suicidal thoughts. Alright, let's go. Let's get into it. Oh. So we get to be either Cersei or Dante. It's Cersei, right? That's how you pronounce it? It's been a while. We're gonna go with Cersei, yes. Okay, cool. Date of birth unknown, type vampire, private investigator, maker, scribbled out. Personal history. For 2 decades, Cersei's stalked the streets of North Haven as a private investigator. Accompanied by her sidekick Edgar, she mostly deals with trivial jobs like catching cheating spouses, finding missing pets, and slaying vampires. In recent years, Cersei's lost her passion for detective work, but the city isn't done with her just yet. When she's approached by 2 different clients looking for the same person, she decides to take on this one last case. Alrighty. Both of us very good. You won't regret either one. Fair enough. Alright, let's start with Cersei's then. Somewhere. Don't remember the month. 1966. Yes, very professional indeed. Something not quite human sits on the edge of a stranger's bed, leisurely lapping at the blood coating her fingertips. Ooh. Savoring her leftovers. She turns her head to stare at tonight's meal. A handsome man, currently lost inside his dreams. She wants to be certain she's not imagining the steady rise and fall of his chest. The last thing she needs is a trail of bodies leading them to her. But even the imprints of her teeth on his fair skin have already faded. When he wakes up tomorrow, his memories of the entire night, of her too, will be gone. He'll go on with his life like he never met her. He'll get married, have a kid or two, grow old, die. She'll remember him for a while, but she won't be sad about it, or miss him, or ever ponder what could have been. He's not the first meal whose bed she's seduced herself into, and he could never be the last. So pretty. Her eyes trace the stranger's features one last time, searching in vain for a different face. His face. This is New York, right? So it's not like they have a British accent or anything. I kind of spaced out on where this was exactly. No, not New York? Where is this from? They're super British. Okay, cool. Cersei isn't. But would she have a British accent is the question. Before your humanity... Hang on. I should not have eaten right before this. Alright, give me a moment. Not here now? Okay. She does not. Okay. Before your humanity was stolen from you, could you have been anything like this man? Hang on, I'm trying to get the voice down. I feel like I got it down the first time. Before your humanity was stolen from you, could you have been anything like this man? Or have you always worn your penchant for destruction with unbridled pride? When the stranger stirs in his sleep, she accepts that she won't find whatever she is looking for here. The time has come to part ways. Sweet dreams, Arthur. At least she thinks that was his name. My name's Daniel. Maker. It is midnight, and I am writing. Oh wait, hang on. Is this? This is Cersei still, right? North Haven in England. Okay, British. Got it. Okay. It is midnight. Hang on. I lost the voice again. Wow, it has been a while. Okay. It is midnight, and I'm writing to you from yet another city whose name I couldn't be bothered to learn. Not sure what day it is, or how long it's been since I bid you goodbye for the last time. Maybe it's been days, maybe it's been weeks, maybe it's even been years. Since your death, I haven't had anywhere to call home. I only stay in one place long enough to take shelter while the sun is out, and then I'm back on the prowl. It's mostly men. I desperately want them to remind me of you, even though none of them look anything like the you I knew. Living or dead, I suspect no one will ever remind me of you. I should probably be grateful for that, shouldn't I, Maker? I haven't taken to hunting every night just to keep sane. But I don't think it's... Oh wait, I have taken... Whoops. I've taken to hunting every night just to keep me sane. But I don't think it's working. I fear I might have lost my mind a long time ago without noticing. At least I don't think I'm making things worse. At least I'm keeping busy, which means I have less time to think. And that's a good thing. If I think too hard or too long, I'll start thinking of you. I make bad decisions when I think of you. Maker, remember how you always used to say that creatures like us weren't made for rules? I always disagreed, but only out of spite. We both knew you were right. I hate being told what to do. I hate it so much. I'll fuck everything up myself just to do the opposite. I miss it now, though. If you were here, I wouldn't have these doubts. I wouldn't have to worry about right or wrong. You wouldn't make all the decisions. You alone would be responsible for the terrible, terrible consequences of our actions. Without you, I find that I'm no longer just lonely. I'm alone. You promised me. Even death could never part us. So why didn't you take me with you? Shit. She slinks away from the crowds, seeking shelter in the shadows of the nearest alleyway. Shit. So this is it. All those years lead to this. She's still doing the exact same bullshit she used to do when she was trailing after him. Only now she's doing it alone. And to what end? What is the point of living like this? Hell, can you even call it living? What? She almost doesn't dare say it. What if I just ended it? She already died once. Her second death doesn't even have to count. Some might call it suicide, but Cersei gave up on heaven a long time ago. If such a place even exists, she was barred from entry many murders ago. All things must come to an end anyway. Perhaps it's my turn now. That thought brings her to a strange sense of peace. She slows her heart down, leans her head back against the brick wall and just listens. She hears traffic. She hears laughter. She hears music. She hears colleagues stumbling to their next bar, arguing over who owes the next round. She hears couples spilling out of the cinema, giggling and necking and whatever couples do. If she really, really strains her ears, she can even hear a couple of homeless drunks laughing their asses off over a joke that definitely doesn't deserve such unfiltered glee. It all sounds like life. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck! All these years! All these years! And she's ready to kick the bucket because what? Because he is gone? She can't even make it a year without him. How is that fair? It's not. It's not fair at all. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And worst of all, it's humiliating. She's mourned enough. Doubted her decisions enough. She wants to live, so she's going to live. Yeah, that's right. She'll keep going out of pure fucking spite if that's what it takes. Something drives through her chest, narrowly missing her undead heart. Thump. 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 There's a heartbeat, beating so violently it has to hurt. It takes her longer than it should to remember that it can't be hers. Ooh. Her eyes shift from the improvised stake in her chest to the man responsible for it. Perhaps he's more of a boy than a man. He can't be a lot older than she was when she was changed. Not that any of that matters right now. A stake to the heart. How medieval of you. The man, boy, doesn't respond. He's busy watching in horror as she rips the stake out of her chest. She doesn't flinch at the pain. It's there, like an incessant little bug. But it doesn't really hurt. Never does anymore. If I may offer you some advice for the next time you try to murder one of us, don't bother with the classics. Crosses, garlic, all that nonsense. None of it works. Except the sun, but she's not stupid, so she's omitting that part. Don't be afraid. She takes a step forward. He's trembling now, but still, not a word. You're the one who tried to kill me. Shouldn't I be the one to fear you? She catches her hand right before it touches his face. She hadn't even realized she was reaching for him. It's a bad habit of hers. She's always cold, so she's always reaching for warmth. Why don't we play a game? Why don't you guess what can kill me? She doesn't like the silence. She wants to make him talk. If you get it right, I'll even reward you. Generous, no? More silence. This isn't some trick. I find you vaguely entertaining, so I intend to let you keep your life either way. Still silent. She stomps her foot, frustration seeping through. You're not going to talk to me at all. He's not even meeting her eyes anymore. He follows his gaze downward. Men. Interesting choice of priorities. Checking out my boobs at a time like this. I mean... What? No, that's vile. I would never do that. He speaks. Well, now I'm offended. What's wrong with my boobs? Nothing. I think. I mean, I wouldn't know because I wasn't looking at your chest area. I'm not that kind of man. Then what kind of man are you? He ignores the question. I was looking at that. He gestures wildly to the hole in her chest. Oh. Or rather, where the hole used to be less than a minute ago. It's already healed like it was never there. I like how this is what brings him back to his senses. Another reason luck isn't on your side tonight. I just fed. What? I just fed, so I heal faster. The blank, stupid look on his face is oddly endearing. Do you know nothing about our biology? Idiot. What did you say to me? I called you an idiot. Would you like me to repeat that? He's a grown-ass adult. He whips out a knife she already knew he was hiding in the pocket of his coat. Don't patronize me! He points the blade at her. Or call me an idiot! If you behave like an idiot, I'm going to call you an idiot. Simply smart enough if it bothers you. You think I care what you think of me, you leech? Evidently, you're not particularly good at hiding your thoughts. Why are you dragging this out? I'll never beg a vampire for my life, if that's what you're waiting for. So just kill me and be done with this already. She sort of, kind of, not really tries to stifle her laughter. It pisses him off even more. What's so funny? Sorry, it's just your accent. I only realized it now, but it's so British. Welcome to North Haven, England, where quite literally everyone talks like this. Oh, so that's where we are. Oh, so she's not from England. Okay, so she doesn't have a British accent. Okay. She looks around, taking in her surroundings for the first time. She's not sure how she got here. But it doesn't matter anymore, does it? She's here now. You're not from here. What gave it away? Your accent. Are you American? The entire time I've been talking like a British woman! Whoops! When it's convenient. Suppose it doesn't matter where you're from. You still fit in perfectly with the other bloodthirsty freaks in this city. You amuse me. I definitely can't kill you now. Why not? Why, you almost sound disappointed. Of course not. But it doesn't matter what I want. You should do it anyway. Why? Because we can't both walk away from this. It doesn't work that way. Says who? He rolls his eyes. How about this? If you don't kill me first, I'm going to stab you in the back as you walk away. With that silly little kitchen knife? I've seen babies with stronger grips on their toys than you've got on that. Wait, I keep slipping back! With that silly little kitchen knife, I've seen babies with stronger grips on their toys than you've got on that. Hello, Dennis. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. How are you? His grip loosens. Meanwhile, I could kill you with minimal effort. Right here, right now. I could snap your skinny little neck with my bare hands and not even break a sweat. Only that wouldn't be fun now, would it? I don't kill as often as you may think, so I like to take pleasure in it when I do. I'd make it slow. Slice your neck, but keep the cut shallow enough that I have to suck the blood out. I prefer to drink straight from the tap, you see. More intimate that way. Once I've drained you, I'll dump your corpse behind one of these bins and skip town. By the time someone finds you, I'll be long gone. Nobody will even know I was here. He lowers his knife, averting his gaze to stare at nothing in particular. Do what you want. There's no one left who would care enough to try and find me anyway. Hey, heck yeah! Congratulations on getting rid of your debt. Nice. Fair enough. Kudos to your mother. She recognizes the frustration in his eyes all too well. She's seen it countless times in her own reflection. Monsters took someone from him, just like a monster once took someone from her. Well, no one will have to. As I keep saying, I'm not going to kill you. He hurries to object, but she lifts a finger, and that's enough to shut him up. And you can't kill me. You're bold, I'm willing to give you that. But I don't think you could even kill the weakest of us. Hang on. I don't think you could even kill the weakest of us. You're not strong enough. And that's not an insult or a slight against your ego or an attempt at undermining you. It's simply a fact. You are too weak. Don't you think you're underestimating me a little too much? No. I see you exactly as you are. You're no threat to me. You're no threat to anyone. You want revenge, but for whatever reason, you can't kill the one you actually want dead, so you poured all your resentment into the first vampire you could find. Me, apparently. Maybe you thought I'd be an easy kill. Maybe you really thought you could do it. But if I had to guess, I think you knew you would fail. I think you wanted to die. I imagine you've changed your mind by now. Staring death in the face, you're no longer so tough. Still, your pride prevails, so even if anything I just said happened to be the truth, you'd never admit it. Would you? He drops the knife on the ground, and Cersei knows she's got him. He's not weak because he feels fear, or because she still looks at her like, or he still looks at her like she's a person deserving of empathy, or worse, sympathy. He's weak because he was born that way. Cersei was much stronger when she met the one who made her. Her maker had spent an eternity mastering the art of pretending to be something he'd never be again. Yet, when she laid eyes on him, she'd still seen what he really was. A monster. But even knowing that, she'd still lost to him. She'd still been too weak. Not anymore, though. If you'd like, I could teach you. Seeing his confusion, she elaborates. How to kill vampires. How to kill vampires, I mean. You would teach me how to kill your own kind. Yeah, why not? No matter how much of an idiot you think I am, surely you don't think I'd believe that's a genuine offer. Your kind prey on the weak, but you're loyal to your own. Even I know that much. He's not wrong. Contrary to popular belief, most vampires are very social creatures. They thrive when they are together. In theory, at least. Reality is more complicated. It's frowned upon, I know, but I don't mind offending people. As a matter of fact, it might just be my favorite pastime. So it's not just me. You're insufferable with everyone. How dare you? But yes. Yes, I am. She offers her hand with a smile, far too dangerous for anyone sensible to trust. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Only an idiot would strike a deal with a devil like you. Or someone moderately desperate. A moderately desperate idiot, then. Sighing, he takes her hand. She bites back a grin. Before I forget, what's your name? Edgar James Thorne. That sounds so pretentious. I'm just going to call you Eddie, okay? If you must. What about you? What's your name? If I told you, would you even use it? Well, yes? That's what people do, isn't it? Call each other by one another's names? It's been a while since anyone has used her name, but she supposes it would be rude to withhold it from him now. They call me Cersei. So may you. His grip on her hand tightens. I want to ask you something, Cersei. Yes? When you've taught me all that you can, what's going to stop me from killing you? She allows herself that grin now, showing him all her teeth. Nothing but your own compassion. Oh, interesting. North Haven, 1986. Finding Elysium isn't difficult. The dark doesn't bother Cersei the way it might others, Even if it did, she's navigated these tunnels enough times to remember each step. It's getting inside that poses some trouble. It wasn't always such a hassle. Cersei was once a regular at Elysium, cautiously welcomed by its patrons because of her relationship with Lazarus. It's been 6 or so years now since she'd been warned to never show her face here again. Of course, that flimsy ban has never stopped her before, nor will it stop her tonight. The bouncer standing guard cuts straight to the point. Well, so far, we're a vampire whose maker apparently died, I think. And it's like kind of going through life, just kind of hunting out of boredom to keep themselves sane or something. And yeah, she's also apparently a just a normal investigator, sorry. Who's kind of tired of investigating things. But also she's like, I don't know, she kind of seduces men and like takes some of their blood but never kills them. I don't know. I've only just started, man. But yes, this is a demo as well, so, you know. World of Darkness shenanigans, yes indeed. How am I? I'm doing alright, thank you.
Since you managed to find your way here, I take it you've got an invite?
It's not a question. Lazarus paid a pretty penny for the spells that ensure only those with an invitation will ever reach Elysium. Fortunately for Cersei, no one remembered to amend those spells when she was banned. Aw, you don't recognize me.
Should I?
Yes, but given that she doesn't recognize him either, he's probably new. Lucky me. Paranormal investigator on one more investigation. Dante route, reluctant cop doing investigation things. Fair enough. Yes, I agree, Cookie. Lucky me.
What do they call you?
He might not recognize her, but he'll definitely have been warned of her name. He thinks quickly. Donna. It's not going to be on the list, but it doesn't need to be. That's what her talent is for.
Donna, Donna, Donna.
He flips through the guest list till he hits the bottom of the last page.
Yeah, no Donna.
He takes a more aggressive stance, but it's all bravado. He reeks of insecurity. She will gladly exploit that. It's been a while, hasn't it? I might be a little rusty. Let's save here. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Okay, guys. Which route should we go first? Do we want to seduce him, intimidate him, or persuade him? There aren't too many people on the chat right now, so, I'll simply see what chat has to say in general. There's 14 pages of save slots for each route, it's insane. Anyways. Yes. Yes. Which route would you like me to take first? Try to persuade him. Huh. Well, of course I'm not on that. Wait, hang on. Sorry, I keep slipping back to the British accent, damn it! Well, of course I'm not on that list. I'm not one of your every night patrons. I've been personally invited by your boss. The bouncer shuffles his feet, red eyes running over her form. When Cersei smiles, he nervously smiles back.
You're certainly his type.
Still, I can't let you in on your word alone. If you wait here, I'll quickly confirm with Nisha. Cersei rests a hand on his bare forearm, leaning forward with a dangerous grin. You should trust me. I have no reason to lie to you. Right?
Right.
That was easy. Compulsion isn't mind control. She can't force people to entirely transgress their own nature. It simply sways people in certain directions. Different methods, seduction, intimidation, persuasion, work on different people. The weaker their will, the farther she can push them. With enough practice and the right target, you can convince someone to do almost anything. Now, may I come in?
What? Oh, yeah, of course you can.
He shakes his head, still in a daze, and steps aside. Sorry about that. We'll get it sorted with Nisha so you're on the list next time. How sweet of you. And just like that, she's in. Elysium, the only sanctuary in the city for creatures of the night. Since the 70s, Elysium's been an Epicurean haven for vampires to gather and feast without repercussions. Donors, that's what they call the humans selling their blood there. I can sell my blood? Hello? Can I get it on this? I don't need all my blood. I'll donate I don't know, I'll donate a liter each time, you know? I've done blood donations before. If I can get paid for it, then you know. Excuse you? Money, please? Some of them are natural masochists, taking pleasure in being fed on. Others are only here to make some good money. Good money? I wasn't even expecting good money. I'll take good money, thank you. Most are here for both, and a select few loonies come here with dreams of one day becoming vampires themselves. God, I hope I don't turn into one. But to my knowledge, few, if any, have yet had the honor of experiencing the change. It's nearly been a year since Cersei last set foot in Elysium. One quick look around promptly reminds her why she's been avoiding the hellhole. Nothing's changed. Everything's exactly the same. Cersei inhales, her stale lungs breathing in the irresistible saccharine scent of blood. The familiarity should comfort her. In a city that's rapidly changing, more so now than ever, Elysium's been one of her only constants. But it gets so damn boring. Among the 40 to 50-something vamps who permanently reside in North Haven... Wait, I can click on this? Oh, cool, there's a glossary. North Haven, a city somewhere in England. North Haven's hectic nightlife has attracted a substantial supernatural population hoping to hide in plain sight amongst the crime and chaos. Fair enough. Cersei can count on one hand which ones aren't regulars at Elysium. They're a tight-knit group who come here night after night to dance, drink, and smooch. That's what brings Cersei herself here tonight. The same reason she always comes to Elysium. She's looking for someone. Let's see. She double-checks the picture the client provided. It's an old photograph. A blonde guy, cute enough if you were in his age group, with baby blue eyes and a smile that's up to no good. Basically, I'm looking for a less alive version of this guy. Cool. She scans the dance floor with a mop of blonde curls, but there's no one. Either my intel was off and he's not here yet, or like most of us, he's taken on a different look in his new life. It's annoying they don't have a more recent picture. This is what the client offered, and Edgar couldn't find anything more recent. For now, she should find someone who might have a better idea of where she can find him. Question is, should I find Nisha or Lazarus for that? Save here again. I'll save on every option. Alright! Which route do we go for next? Lazarus, okay. Talking to Lazarus is a horrible idea, which is exactly why she's going to do it. You know what? I love it. Let's go. She already knows where to find him. He rarely leaves his private lounge. Fair enough. Lazarus. He's called by more than one name. The Prince of Elysium. Asshole. Dickhead. Occasionally Laz, but only by those who've had the misfortune, or pleasure, reviews vary, of being part of his inner circle. To Cersei, he's just Lazzy, former fling, current pain in the... I just thought of the perfect voice for this guy. Oh god, I hope I don't ruin this character for some people. Okay. Oh god, where did that voice go? I was too busy laughing. Hang on. Don't act shy, baby. It doesn't suit you. Hang on. Professional, yes. Professional voice acting, yes. Cersei steps past the guard and the curtains, eyes doing a quick sweep of the hazy room, even though she knows it won't have changed. Eventually, her eyes have nowhere to go but Lazarus. He's sprawled out on that gaudy, overpriced sofa he loves to death, watching her with a look that says he hasn't decided if he should be furious or aroused by her unwelcome appearance. Staring back at him, she almost understands why he captured her interest in the first place. He's got those sad, coked-up eyes teenage girls like to fantasize about. In another life, he could have been a famous rock star. His gaunt face and cocksure grin would have been plastered all over the city, on billboards and magazine covers, and as a drunken tattoo on some poor college girl's ass. In this life, he's nothing but wasted potential. But he's not completely useless. You just have to approach him the right way. Go ahead and save here. Alright! Cookie, give me the funniest part. Which one's the funnier route? Let him talk or get the first word? Alright. Let's do this. Which one are we doing? You didn't get this far? Okay. Okay. Okay, you know what? Let's flip a coin. Do I have coins? On my wallet. First word? Okay, let him have the first word. Okay. Or get the first word in, I should say. Cersei starts... Okay. Cersei starts talking before he's even sat up. Don't you get sick of talking like that? Like what? She mimics his ridiculous accent. I'm Lazarus, and I like naked chicks, and big guitars, and rock and roll, and even bigger tit... Of course, Lazarus responds by exaggerating it even more. Okay, let's go. You know you like it, baby. She gags. You know, I'd prefer it if you called me a bitch. I'm not that much of a dick. Then invite me to sit if you're such a gentleman. He pretends to hesitate, but he's so impatient he can't maintain the charade for any longer than a second. Whatever, you're here already. Go on, beautiful. Have a seat. She eyes the settee? She eyes the settee opposite him for any suspicious liquids before she says, better safe than sorry. Do vampires have ultraviolet vision? As petty as ever, aren't you? Me? Petty? I don't know what you're talking about. Or should she have a British accent by now, considering she's been in North Haven for about a year or something? Sure you don't. What brings you here tonight? I'm looking for someone. Patane. Oh, he's French! Oh, he's French! Okay, hang on. I'm thinking. Do I know anybody who sounds French? Oui, oui, mon ami, je m'appelle Lafayette. The French slips out without his permission. Okay, he tries not to sound French. Okay. A reminder of his real accent. Lazarus cranes his head back and groans. Of fucking course you are. Who's the unlucky man this time? Who says it's a man? You're wearing that sadistic smile you only put on when you're about to torture some poor bastard. She fishes out the photograph from her bustier, pretending she doesn't notice how his eyes shamelessly linger on her cleavage. I don't know what they call him, but I hear he's a fangling. Apparently, he's been seen around Elysium these past few nights. Is that supposed to mean anything to me? She shoves the photo forward with impatience. He's one of your patrons. You tell me. Lazarus squints at the picture. Oh, this picture better be fucking ancient. Kid has no style at all. He looks totally out of place at Elysium. I'm not here for your opinion on his I'm not here for your opinion on his abysmal sense of fashion. Do you know him or not? He squints harder. Yeah, no, I've got no clue who this is. And thank fuck for that. I get nauseous just looking at him. What a disgusting, horrible freak of nature! That's what that's what you're focused on right now? What, do you want me to lie to you? Kid's got an unfortunate face. That's not my fault. He turns away from the photo like it's offended him. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. You know, I actually suspect I'm allergic to the anesthetic. Yeah. Anesthetic. Cersei rolls her eyes, stashing the picture back inside her bustier. Anyway, you know very well it's Nisha's job to keep track of who comes and goes. I've got more important shit to do. She eyes the glasses scattered around his table. Like drinking yourself to death over and over again. Lazarus rolls his eyes at the question. They both know why he feels the need to drink as much as he does. Nisha loves responsibility. I don't. That's why we're the perfect partners. Remind me, what do you contribute to this partnership? A lot. Like... You know what? Nothing comes to mind at this moment, but I'm sure there's something. Elysium might be Lazarus's brainchild, but when it comes to running the place, he'll only do what he wants to do, which isn't much. It's his right-hand Nisha, a human who manages everything. Oh, a human! Most of his patrons protested when she was appointed manager, but she's had a decade to earn their grudging respect. When Nisha finally decides to usurp you, I'm taking her side. Yeah, right. You'd miss me too much if something happened to me. I disagree. Care to find out who's right? He downs the rest of his drink, at the same time gesturing for another with his free hand. One of the donors on standby slices her palm, dripping fresh blood into a clean glass. She hands it over with an adoring smile. For you, master. Thanks. He accepts it without even glancing at the woman, who obediently scuttles back to her corner in the room. Cersei watches the entire interaction in disgust. Can we be honest, Cersei? Come on, let's be honest. You're a smart woman. You already knew I wouldn't know him. He sips his drink with surprising restraint, watching her over the rim of his glass. So, why come to me? In all honesty, she's not sure. The player kinda just chose it for her. She didn't really have a say in it. Who's this player, you ask? I have no idea. Just keep playing. Ignore me. It's definitely not because she missed him. Lazarus has a way of crawling under her skin that makes her feel alive again, but she's never been a masochist. Maybe she was hoping he'd be the cure to the chronic boredom haunting her as of late. Could that be it? How naive of me. Elysium hasn't changed since she was last here, and the same goes for Lazarus. He puts on a good show with his theatrics, but he is just as permanent as the rest of them. Unable to grow, unable to change, unable to escape this. I'm gonna save right here. Okay. Choice time, folks. So, are we, are we, are we, you know, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it'd be funnier to say okay, bye, but at the same time, it might also be funny to just say fuck it, let's fuck. First option is good for Lazarus' character, and unironically. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So what you're saying is, do we want to fix him? So what you're saying is we could fix him? Not that. Okay. Okay. So then, are we doing the first option or the second option? I'm letting chat decide. Since you're the only one in chat right now. Or should I just flip a coin? Did the background just flash? Must be seeing things. First option I heard is good. Okay. Well, we're going to sleep with the fuckboy. The fuckboy rockstar wannabe. She says the most inappropriate thing that first comes to mind. Want to sleep with me tonight? Nah. Excuse you? You're rejecting this? Exquisity ooze me? You could at least pretend to consider it. Now it's awkward. Hey, if it were up to me alone, you would never leave my bed. You're the one who doesn't actually want to. You're just looking for tonight's distraction. They're exes. I know. Although it is good that, what's it called? He's not just jumping on it. You know what? I do have a little bit more respect for him now. Yes. I'm not going to be your distraction again. Don't invite me to your bed unless you're planning to let me stay. There you go again, assuming what I do or do not want. Why not listen to the words coming out of my mouth instead? Because your lips can lie, but your heart can't. Here it comes. Lazarus' signature look. Those tragic fucking puppy eyes. You forget, I know you're hot. Oh, bite me. Ooh, kinky. To be fair, I have actually used that line on somebody who told me to bite him, or said that they were gonna bite me. Technically, it was somebody who said they were gonna bite me, actually. They're so bad for each other, it's kind of insane how well suited they are. Lazarus chucks his glass aside and leans forward, reaching out. Do not touch me. And stops right before their fingers can brush. I wasn't going to. He reclines again, his hand raised in mock peace. What? What's with the lore? What did I do? Hands raised in mock peace. Look, it's no secret I have a soft spot for you. I've always been lenient when it comes to your hobbies. Is it bad that I kind of misread that last word? Like, I had to do a double take as I was reading that. Responding Kiki should not be an auto-loaded response. Look, okay, I am very much influenced by the people I have worked under, and one of my assistant managers at my job one time told me this story about how his friend escaped getting jumped by telling the people jumping him by calling the people, by telling the people who jumped him, yes, daddy, harder. So ever since then, I was like, we can make people uncomfortable that way to the point they don't want to do the thing they're doing. Apparently, they only got kicked a few times instead of completely beaten up, so that was good. That colored my opinion on things for quite a while. Look, okay, if the choices are degrade yourself and survive, or keep your pride and die, I think you know what to choose. Also, it is very funny imagining somebody getting beat the shit out of them. And then just like them being a masochist and the people beating the shit out of them just freaking out. They're like, oh shit, oh god, no, I feel dirty now, go away. Yes, anyways. But I'm still running a business here. Elysium's clientele have certain expectations when it comes to safety, so I can't let you prance in here as you wish and murder one of them on a whim. Haven't we already been over this? I feel like we have. Boss, we got a weird one! More than once, the conversation tends to end in her favor. Who said anything about murder? Do I look fucking stupid to you? Fine, who says I need your permission to kill him? Don't worry, I'm under no impression that words alone would be enough to stop you. You respond far better to other methods. Is that a threat? What? No! If I say it is, will you leave without killing my customer? No, I'll just kick you in the balls first. Hot. You're disgusting. You're the one who started it. Baby, you know your threats always turn me on. Oh god. I can keep my composure just enough to finish the line. Lazarus straightens in his seat, as much as his permanently inebriated state allows him to. Look, I don't give a shit what my clients get up to outside Elysium, but inside my club, murder kinda sucks for business. But you don't want to have that Fangling as one of your patrons anyway. He's bottom of the barrel scum, who preys on vulnerable women, escorts, and the homeless, and whomever else he's decided won't be missed. Is he wrong in thinking that? Okay, now she's seriously considering kicking him. Just one kick. He won't even feel the pain through the substance he's been abusing. Keep your fangs to yourself, little bat. I'm not saying I agree with his choice of sustenance, but I'm sure we can both see where his reasoning comes from. Or are you going to pretend he's the only vamp in North Haven to prey on the most vulnerable? As Lazarus gets more agitated, his real accent starts slipping through. We cannot all be like you, Monsieur. We cannot all be bothered to pretend like we can be friends with our food. Cersei curls her lips at the snub. Besides, if I start judging all our patrons based on the conduct outside Elysium, I won't have any customers left. Well, before you suggest that it could be a good thing, consider this. Without an endless supply of fresh blood, who do you think all the hungry vamps in this city are going to feed on? Damn it, he's making sense. She hates it when he does. It's only a matter of time before he attacks one of your donors. Now that makes him pause. Now that makes him pause, I should say. Lazarus has never tried to hide his lack of love for humans, but he does care for the well-being of his donors. Who knows if it's out of genuine empathy, hidden somewhere deep inside that dead heart of his, or if it's just them dying would be an inconvenience, and he tries to keep them out of harm's way. That would be bad for business. You've got a particular reason to believe he would do that. Call it a bat's intuition, or just common freaking sense, but Lazarus has never listened to that, so... Intuition! I've listened to your intuition before. It's gotten me into trouble one too many times to count. But it's also saved your ass plenty of times, hasn't it? I guess. Alright, say I believe you. I still can't ban the Fangling unless he's actually broken one of Elysium's rules. It would make me look bad. But if you leave him be and he hurts one of your donors, you look even worse. Damn, this is inconvenient. He scratches his nose, a nervous tick he's had as long as she's known him. But it never fails to irritate her. Okay, how about this? If he really is just some nobody Fangling, I could, hypothetically, turn a blind eye. Like he believes himself. Some people are simply too unimportant to be remembered when they're gone. Don't do whatever you're going to do near here, though. Don't want Orion and his circus coming here to snoop around. Who's Orion? Orion Walker, an inspector of the Supernatural Crime Division, making him Dante and Raoul's superior officer. Despite being a vampire, Orion has a human family. Both his wife and his daughter are aware of his identity and job. Officially, Orion's daughter Alice is adopted, and not his biological child. Vampires shouldn't be able to have children, making Alice a miracle that has to be kept a secret. If her identity gets out, it might catch the attention of questionable people. Perhaps it is because of this similarity that Orion finds it difficult not to constantly worry about Dante. Fair enough. Talents and gifts. Gifts are innate power passed on from generation to generation through vampiric bloodlines. The further away you are from the primordials, the original line of vampires, the weaker your gift will be. Most modern vampires do not have a gift, making it a symbol of status to have one, even though some gifts might arguably be more of a curse than a blessing. Talents or abilities nearly any vampire can learn, but only if the ability is taught to them by another vampire. Different clans can have hoarded different talents over several generations. They are very defensive of the ones they've collected, determined to protect their secrets from other clans and clanless vampires. Yep. Okay, vampire names. We'll grant them a new name. Okay, this is all pretty much basic vampire lore stuff for now. The finest man ever. He's so old and hot. Fair enough. So that's Orion. I can't wait to see him. Yes. Or even worse, that lilac-eyed bastard you're so fond of. I'm not fond of him. That's your paranoia talking. But of course, I can be discreet. Just make sure your sycophants know I've got permission to roam Elysium freely for the night. I'll let the staff know to send a Fangling your way if they see him, but be quick about it. Makes people nervous to see North Haven's biggest vampire slayer loitering around. Couldn't pay me to stay another minute. She's already said more than she wants to, but of course Lazarus isn't done yet. He has to have the final word. Anytime I don't see you for a while, I forget how infuriating you could be. Not like she's one of your love interests or anything. He's afraid to meet his gaze, already knowing what awaits. That look of pure, unadulterated affection. It's insanely sexy. Ugh. I don't know why I don't know, it's just like, the word sexy is not something that I feel comes out of my mouth too often. It feels weird whenever I have to. You're repulsive. Have I ever told you that? More than once. Gets me rock hard every time. Oh. Ugh. Don't worry. You don't need to like me back. I enjoy the violent sadness your revulsion brings me. Because Lazarus loves to wallow, it's all he ever does. He'd done it even during their entire thing together, whatever it had been. She's happily sworn off relationship since theirs ended. Clearly they're just not for her. Or maybe, like, I don't know, maybe he's just like that bad of a person that he pushed you away from relationships. But, you know, like, doesn't mean you can't try again, you know? Laz is so awful he needs another undeath. And yet a part of her still. No, love's just not for me. I'm sorry for the way things ended. I should have appreciated you more. It's the same speech every time. You were right to break up with me then, but it's never too late to take me back. Won't you let me be yours again? Say nothing back. Please? No! Oh, please. Who is she trying to pretend she is? The bigger person? You cannot seriously want that! I want you all the time, Cersei. I always have. Glad there's no other option. We were awful together. With or without you, I'm a poor excuse for a man. We might as well be awful together. Where's your sense of shame, Lassie? Shame? The fuck would I need that for? Shame is a disease. All it does is stop you from going after what you really want. Maybe what we want isn't what's best for us. When has either of us ever cared for what's best for us? Her skin crawls under his intense stare. Whatever, I've got a fangling to catch. Very well, see you in a few months, I guess. Lazarus does not try to hold her back this time. She leaves feeling more disappointed than she deserves to. She should have known tonight wouldn't be any different. She's not sure why she wanted it to be. Not much time passes before one of Elysium's goons notifies Cersei of the Fangling's arrival. Apparently they call him Seth. One of Laz's lackeys picked his name up from Nisha. A Fangling who showed up in North Haven recently already built up an unsavory reputation, and an anonymous client paid Thorne investigations to slay him for reasons unknown. Moments later, Cersei finds Seth loitering near the stage. She was right to assume that he'd changed since the photograph. He's at least a few years older, though still young enough to have graduated university. World's number one Seth hater. He's shaved off the baby fat and grown a mediocre mustache. With that cheeky smile he shoots her way is identical to the one in the picture. For a split second, Cersei hesitates. He still looks so young, so full of life, even in death. Then she remembers what he's done. She remembers the woman he's hurt. She remembers he deserves this. Hey! He's grinning from ear to ear, a little too brightly for someone who's supposed to be dead as she closes in. Oh god, what kind of voice do I give this guy? This is still London, right? Okay. Since you're the number one Seth hater in the world, I'm gonna give him the worst voice I can think of. Well, hello there. What do they call you? Doesn't matter. You're welcome to call me whatever you want. Really? Typical of a Fangling, Seth is a slave to his own impulses. Perhaps he's merely deferring to her as an older vampire, or he simply can't help his excitement at a woman showing interest in him first. You could not have begun to guess what I'd go with. Either way, she smiles, deciding there's no point in wasting time. Seduction has always come easiest for her. You should come somewhere with me. Somewhere more private. Seth lunges at the opportunity without reservation. Sure, when? I can go anytime. Now? Where to? She hides her disgust behind a well-timed giggle. Come with me. She slips a hand into his and guides the overly eager vamp through the crowd. The bouncer who almost didn't let her in earlier still guards the entrance. He doesn't say anything when he sees them, simply watching as they disappear down the dark tunnel. Look, I told you I'd give him a really bad voice, a voice he truly deserves. I am delivering. When they get out of the tunnels, Cersei leads Seth through the streets with confidence, knowing exactly where to bring him. It's where I met Eddie for the first time 20 years ago. I spared his life that night, but I ended many lives there since to make up for it. Seth doesn't shut up once. I've never been with a vamp before. Is it better than sex with humans? Should we get some blood first? He enjoys the sound of his own voice too much. Not even once does he question her silence. Cersei stops at the end of the dingy alleyway, far away enough from Elysium to maintain her end of the deal. Seth looks around the prom.
You want to do it here? Wouldn't a nice girl like you prefer a hotel?
Not a girl. Seth's jaw drops stupidly.
You mean...
I was referring to my age.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course not. I'm sure you're... experienced. Anyway, I'd invite you back to mine, but I don't have a place yet. Just rolled into North Haven the other night. Still getting my shit sorted.
She ignores him, letting him laugh nervously to himself while she looks around, checking there's no junkies or creeps hiding around the corner. Seems it's just the two of us here. And he's back to being excited.
Oh, you dirty girl. You've got a kink for doing it outside, yeah? You need to go get breakfast to stomach this interaction.
Ew.
You pick a great spot then. No way anyone will find us here.
As long as we're on the same page. She lunges for him, grabbing him by the throat and shoving him up against the wall. He doesn't need air to survive, but he's forgotten that in his panic. He gasps desperately, clawing at the hand wrapped tight around his neck. Cersei stares into his eyes the entire time. She doesn't want to miss the moment the fight leaves him, the moment he realizes he doesn't stand a chance. She's older. She's stronger. She's going to kill him. She's going to fucking kill him.
Please.
She only notices he's crying when a stray tear hits her skin. Typical. When threats don't work, they always resort to begging.
Please don't. Please. I don't know what I've done to piss you off, but...
She can feel the joy seeping out of her as Seth's crying grows louder. She forgot how annoying it can be to kill fanglings. They're too sensitive. Whether it's pain or pleasure, they feel everything too strongly. That's why they don't last long without an older vampire to guide them in their first year. Leave them to her own antics and they'll fuck like rabbits and die like cattle.
Why are you doing this to me?
Quit wailing. I'll get to that part. It's a little hard not to wail when you're about to... Wait, hang on.
It's a little hard not to wail when you're about to kill me, but sure, I'll be bloody quiet.
She lifts her chin, daring him to speak another word. I'm waiting. Perfect. Listen, I think we can both agree you've been stupid. Least you could have done is be more careful with where you take your meals. Not eating as many sheep from the same pen. Then maybe no one would have noticed. But no. On top of that, you were childish enough to play with your food and leave evidence behind. She sees the exact moment. Her words start to seep into his dumb little brain. The games you liked weren't very fun for your playmates, were they? Of course you liked it. Of course you liked that they didn't like it. Didn't you?
That's what this is about. They were fucking into it. And you took like I've been touching them. I haven't.
I never said that. I'm not sick.
I'm not sick. My mom taught me better.
I see. So she warned you not to stick your dick where it's unwanted, but she forgot to tell you not to eat people. Don't bother trying to deny it. You torture them, Seth. You snack on their flesh while they still breathe.
So what if I like to steal a bite? Their blood is good enough to drink, but their flesh is too dirty for us? Every vampire's tried meat once. Yes, even you. I bloody know you have. And like I told you already, they fucking enjoyed it.
Her fingers twitch, her grip on his throat threatening to tighten. Did they tell you that before or after you drained and defiled them? I'd ask them personally. The last I checked, the dead don't talk. Well, with the exception of us.
Why does that even matter? Aren't we the same? Aren't we? Then you should know it isn't fair to judge me. We're fucking vampires, apex predators, top of the food chain. Who cares what happens to the cattles?
God, can you be even more cliche? See, that's the problem with vampires like yourself. You have no regard for consequences. You think that just because you can, you should. Well, let me clue you in on a little secret. She squeezes hard, strangling him. You shouldn't have. Release him. You've got to be kidding me. Release him. I will not repeat myself. There's only one vampire in the city who would dare order Cersei around like that. Oh, hello. Abraxas. Abracadabra. Captain of the SSF's North Haven branch, the lone vampire and his team. His agents respect him as leader, but his loyalty to the SSF has made him unpopular with the local supernaturals. Rumor has it Abraxas once lived as an aristocrat, and he still owns a mansion somewhere at the outskirts of North Haven. He has declined to comment. Fair enough, fair enough. Is he British? Do I have to give him a British accent? This is your final warning, Miss Cersei. I strongly recommend you heed it. I heard you the first time, Abraxas, but I'm not one of your lapdogs. You should ask nicely if you want me to do something for you. As if playing nice with you has ever done anyone any good. Okay, Cersei is the only one not very European. Got it. How would you know? You've never tried. You're trying to distract me, but your efforts are in vain. Tonight, I have even less patience for your antics as usual. Seth is under the protection of his supernatural secrecy force. If you harm as much as a hair on his head, you'll be in defiance of North Haven supernatural law. You should not have said that it was against the rules to kill him. SSF, the Supernatural Secrecy Force, is a privately owned counterterrorism and intelligence agency, secretly operating under political and financial support from multiple governments and private individuals. Their key priority is to shield the existence of the supernatural world from humans. The SSF has offices all around the world, but they hold more power in some places than others. Most SSF agents are supernaturals, but the higher-ups are almost exclusively human. Excuse me. Though the SSF claim to care for the best interests of humans and non-humans alike, their regulations often put supernaturals at a disadvantage. Supernaturals who have decided to sign up for work for the SSF are, at best, distrusted by other supernaturals. At worst, they are completely ostracized. Okay, interesting. Purely out of childish spite, she considers plucking a hair from Seth's head just to prove a point. It'll grow back in seconds after all. Release him. Let me handle him. Meh. It's not as if... Meh. It's not as if this would have been my first crime. I've broken at least 2 laws just tonight. This is a serious matter. How serious? I cannot say much. Just know that Seth is our only witness to an important investigation.
I am?
Yes? In her surprise, Cersei drops Seth on his behind. Seth scrambles to his feet, running to hide behind Abraxas' imposing frame. It's hard to tell, but beneath that thick jacket, Abraxas is hiding almost 6 feet and 5 inches of lean muscle. Ho ho ho. If only he'd use all those muscles for something productive, like throwing me around the bedroom. Whoa! Whoa! But I digress. Normally, no self-respecting vampire would run to an SSF agent for help, but Seth either doesn't know that, or... yeah, no, he definitely has no respect for himself. Follow me. One of my agents is waiting for us around the corner. Hey, where do you think you're going? I'm not done with you! Abraxas answers without pause. I am. I'm not! I fail to see how that's my problem. Okay, Spider-Man. Abraxas couldn't look more bored if he tried. It's infuriating how he always carries himself with perfect poise. even as his shoulders hang heavy with guilt he thinks no one can see. Thank you for not putting up too much of a fight this time, Miss Cersei. I appreciate it when you're willing to collaborate. Unlike the rest of his good-for-nothing squad, Abraxas has never, not even once, flinched in the face of her wrath. But there's always a time for firsts. Collaborate? You want me to show you how I collaborate? She storms up to him. Even in heels, she has to glare up at him, but the height difference has never intimidated her. This is unnecessary. I could hear you perfectly fine where you stood. Go fuck yourself! Not even a flinch. Very mature. You are more than welcome to waste my time any other night, Miss Cersei. Just not this one. He tries to sidestep her, but she follows, blocking his path. Don't pretend like you're above this. You love arguing with me. That's why you're always in my business, messing with my work. His brows furrow. It's the only hint that her words have affected him in any way. I am not in your business. You are in mine. Right, sure. That's why I stalked you here. Oh wait, that wasn't me. That was you! Oh please. I did not stalk you. Then how'd you find us? Coincidence. Coincidence? Seriously? That's the best you can think of? It isn't the first time you've brought prey to this alley. I was in the area looking for Seth and figured it would be worth a look. So yes, it is nothing more than a coincidence that I found you. He moves past her again, but she moves again to block him. Do you even know who you're protecting here? Do you know what this bastard does to his victims? He doesn't just drain them, he tortures them! He deserves worse than death.
You're one to talk. You just tried to kill me.
Seth pushes out his chest, mimicking Abraxas' stance the best he can.
You saw what she did. You saw everything, right, Captain?
Quiet. But Seth only gets louder.
You did. You saw how this she-devil threatened me. That's attempted murder. What are you waiting for? Do your job and arrest her.
Cersei does not rise to her own defense. There's no need because she sees Abraxas' response coming from a mile off. On what grounds?
What? I just told you. She tried to murder me.
That isn't something the SSF is concerned with. We cannot get involved every time there's a minor squabble between two supernaturals.
But...
Shut it! Shut it! They trade a peeved glance at the unintentional coordination. After a stony stare, Abraxas was the first to break the tense silence. You have no authority here, Miss Cersei. Now go on your way, and I'll go on mine. The palm of his cold hand ghosts along the small of her back, gently pushing her aside. Then he grabs Seth by the elbow to drag him to the mouth of the alley. Cersei follows right at their heels. What happens to him after you get what you want? We'll follow protocol and release him. But he's a criminal! Because he's predictable like that, Abraxas just offers her the usual spiel. The SSF is a counter-terrorism and intelligence agency. We investigate and neutralize supernatural threats for the greater good of society. We have neither the time nor a reason to chase down all addicts, muggers, and vandals who haunt these streets. But even if I wanted to do something, we have no case against him. I cannot abuse the law by detaining him without proof of a crime. My word is your proof. Have I ever lied to you before? Many times. But I'm not lying this time. Abraxas pauses, turning to look at her. She meets his assessing stare with confidence. If you have proof that this vampire has violated supernatural law, you should gather your evidence and report it to the Supernatural Crime Division. I'll put in a word with the inspector whoever's on shift to make sure he's looked into as soon as possible. And if he is indeed guilty of the claims you make, I'll personally ensure that he gets what he deserves. Now will you please step aside and let me do my job? She steps back, hiding her fangs between tightly pressed lips. Fine. She's not going to report shit. By the time they get through the backlog to his file, Seth will have already fled the city. She'll surrender him to the SSF custody for now. There's no other option, but as soon as he's out of their sight. Seth snickers under his breath.
Sebs, you're right, you stupid cunt!
1 second, Seth's taunting her. The next, he's curled up on the floor, clutching his broken nose as he cries out in pain.
Oh, fuck! What was that for?
It happened so fast. She almost misses the look of uncharacteristic rage on Abrax's face. Mind your tongue in the presence of a lady. He could excuse torture, but he draws the line on calling ladies cunts. Clearing his throat, he actually has the audacity to look sheepish when his eyes meet Cersei's. We'll take a detour. The nose will heal before we reach the office. Hope your car crashes on the way. For a split second, she thinks she sees a ghost of a smile grace his lips. Great, now I'm hallucinating. Good night to you too, Cersei. He grabs the back of Seth's hoodie, effortlessly lifting him with one arm and carrying him out of the alley. She doesn't watch them leave. She's too pissed to spend another second here. Once she's certain she's still alone, she transforms and flies into the night. Cersei flies through an open window in her flat. Miss Cersei, Miss Cersei, Miss Cersei. She transforms just in time to land on her feet inside. Who the hell does he think he is? She stalks. Oh, whoa! Nelly! Hello! She stalks around the tiny space, tearing off her clothes while cursing Abraxas in every language known to mankind. She's never known anyone more frustrating. She pulls to a stop in front of a mirror so she can adjust her underclothes and check her makeup. But her reflection just makes her pause. Sometimes I wish the myths were true and vampires didn't have reflections. When she sees herself in the mirror, she can never resist picking her appearance apart. The red lips painted that color so her mouth would match her eyes. The black hair she frantically restyles with every change of the seasons. The body that stopped aging the year she thinks she turned 22, only a few days short of 23. She tries to carry herself to show she's older than she looks, but staring herself down in the mirror, she can't help feeling hopelessly young. In the near 100 years of her existence, she reinvented herself dozens of times. So why do I still look so alike the girl I used to be? I wish I could forget her, but every time I see myself, there she is. Only she's beautiful. A small mercy. I'm too old to mope around like this. Cersei picks her clothes back up, slipping them back on. It's embarrassing, really, letting Abraxas shake her confidence like this. A cat! Meow. She smirks. Back again, I see. She quiets her steps, sneaking around as she searches for the little intruder. Come out, wherever you are. She catches the culprit under a haphazardly discarded bra. Her neighbor's cat. How did you manage to escape your owner this time, She pss at Ellie, luring her from her hiding spot. She's not sure the sounds actually make a difference. The cat just seems to really like her. Why else would you sneak in here all the time, She picks up the cat, cradling her in her arms and pressing a kiss to her forehead. Poor Mrs. Harris has to be worried sick about you. Wait here. I'll have Eddie take you home. It's so cute! I'll take it as a yes, ma'am. Good kitty. Downstairs, she finds Edgar, hunched over his desk, nose buried in a mountain of paperwork. Oh damn, is that the same Is that the same guy? Damn! Hello! Hello! You have had a glow up, if that's... Oh, hello! When Eddie's working, he might as well be dead to the rest of the world. The only sign he's an actual living person and not an eerily realistic statue is when his hand moves to scratch at his 5 o'clock shadow. Sometimes it's all too easy to forget that Edgar isn't the same boy I met 20... Wait, what? Isn't the same boy? I met 20 years ago. Edgar is the only human companion she's ever had. She knows their relationship isn't conventional. Vampires don't keep the company of humans they aren't feeding on, or sleeping with, or planning to change. But Edgar isn't a blood bag or a quick fuck, or a toy to her. He's a friend. Perhaps her only friend in this world. When we first met, we looked the same age. Perhaps that's why it feels so strange to watch him grow while I don't. Growing old suits him. Where he used to be cute, he's now handsome. At least in her opinion, that is. Oh, ho, ho, oh, ho, ho, oh, ho, ho, ho. Let's save here. Hello, Daddy. Cersei crawls over the desk into his lap. She buries her nose in his collar and inhales. He smells the same as always. He looks so uncomfortable. Oh, you're damn right. You're eating good with this guy. Like coffee, tobacco, and cheap body wash. Comfortable? He's done this enough times that it barely phases him anymore, which is disappointing. Oh well, it just means that she has to try a little harder to fluster him. Very comfortable. Glad one of us is. Bored, she slips out of his lap and sits on the edge of the desk instead. You'll never guess what happened again tonight. Abraxas messed up the job, didn't he? She was talking about Ellie, but being reminded of Abraxas sours her mood. How'd you know? Heard you cursing up a storm upstairs. Ah, right, thin floors. Edgar doesn't ask for details, well, where Cersei will supply them regardless. It never takes much for her to go off on another one of her rants about Abraxas and the supernatural secrecy force. They've been a thorn in her operation since the very start. Separate from the Supernatural Crime Division, the SSF are an intelligence agency specialized in so-called counterterrorism. Bluntly speaking, they've been ordered to do whatever it takes to ensure that the existence of supernaturals remain a secret from the larger world. They spy and manipulate the narrative behind the scenes, only stepping forward when an incident grows big enough that it threatens exposure. On occasion, they will even directly eliminate assumed threats. The SSF higher-ups are all mortals, but they send supernaturals like Abraxas to do the dirty field work for them. Many would insist that the SSF are a necessary evil, but everyone still thinks supernaturals who join up are all sellouts. Innocence or guilt matters little to the SSF. Their job is, quite literally, to brush things under the rug, usually at the expense of non-humans. Cities that have experienced a rise of vampires don't let the SSF anywhere near if they can help it. Refers to the historical events in which a single or several vampire clans set up a stronghold in a region. Aside from wizards, these strongholds tend to shun the presence of other non-humans. In the past decade, Paris has been Europe's largest vampire stronghold. On the other hand, the British vampire population, once prosperous, has been on the decline for generations. But in places like North Haven, it's hard to get all the different non-humans to agree on anything other than not wanting humans to discover us. I'm not sure they intervened again, but I am surprised... I'm not surprised they intervened again, but I am surprised they haven't shut Thorn investigations down yet, given our egregious list of violations. I don't like Abraxas any more than you do, but I've got to give it to him. His patience with you has been impressive. Careful. That almost sounded like a compliment. But Edgar is not wrong. Cersei should be a major liability in the SSF's books. She's bent or outright broken the rules plenty of times, yet Abraxas doesn't report half the stuff he gets up to. Because of that, he now seems to believe she owes him some kind of favor. As if I ever asked for his help. You know what? Maybe he fancies you. My colossal ego is inclined to agree, but I don't think that's it. Besides, he's married. But his wife passed away ages ago. And yet even after all this time, he still hasn't taken off his wedding ring. About 15 years ago, when they'd spoken face to face for the first time, it'd been one of the first things she'd noticed about him. At the time, she'd been disappointed, assuming his wife was still alive. She's done a lot of awful things without guilt, but sleeping with a married man was something she liked to avoid. In hindsight, she recognizes she dodged a bullet, even if only barely. It's a long time, I suppose. Edgar scratches his nose bridge, giving away how nervous he is. It never fails to amuse her how easy he is to read. Well, that's quite sad, isn't it? You must have loved her very much. It must be painful, missing someone that long. I guess. Cersei knows far too well what it's like to mourn someone you'll never hold again. It doesn't have to mean that you loved them. But Edgar wouldn't be thinking about her experience in this moment. He must be thinking about his sister. On to more fun matters. On to more fun matters. Remember what day it is? With everything going on tonight, she'd nearly forgotten herself, so she can't say she blames him when Edgar pulls a face that says he definitely doesn't remember. Of course I remember. It's February 19? 21? First of all, it's March. Is it really? I can never tell when it's raining all year round anyway. Oh fine, I'll tell you. It's our anniversary. Oh, what? Oh, ad? Okay, one sec. Bit of an ad. Apologies for the ad. Okay, we're back. It's our anniversary! Oh, what? It's been 20 years since the night we first met. Oh. Is that something to celebrate? I'm gonna save right here. There we go. I do find it odd that it takes a while to save. Like, I don't know, most visual novels I've played, like, usually when you save, it just immediately saves, but this time around it kind of takes a few seconds to save after you click. Anyways, which one do we want to do? Joke about it or pretend to be annoyed? Joke about it, pretend to be annoyed, blah blah blah. Didn't take that long for you? Weird. Either is fine. Coin flip it. Okay, cool. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I have a couple of coins in my kitchen. I don't know how they got there. I'm pretty sure one of my friends left them there, but I'll be back. Alright, I got the coin. I'll keep one coin under my desk for coin flips from now on. Alright. Heads is joke about it, tails we pretend to be annoyed. We pretend to be annoyed. Okay, let's go. You don't value me at all. She slaps his arm. Not with any real strength, obviously, or she'd break him. You weren't seriously expecting an anniversary gift, were you? What if I was? Then I'd warn you not to expect one for a 30th either. Look at that smile. Oh, man. 30 years working together in the same city. Why did I go back to British? 30 years working together in the same city. Will we get that far? Do I even want to? Edgar eyes her awkwardly. You're not actually upset, are you? I can tell you this much, neither of these guys are normal about each other. No, just sorely disappointed by your lack of camaraderie. Edgar lights a cigar, barely hiding a grin when he shoves it between his lips. Cersei smirks back at him. This kind of banter has long been a part of their daily routine. She provokes him, he retorts with some snark, they laugh or roll their eyes, then rinse and repeat. It had taken a while to get here, of course. When they'd first met, Edgar was so angry with the world, he took everything as an insult. He mellowed out over the years, gotten better at reserving his anger for when it's actually warranted. Most of the time. I should let our client know that we didn't get the fangling. Bleh. Bleh. I don't know how to do bleh. Bleh. It's annoying, but they don't have any other option. Their anonymous client was clear on their instructions. Seth must die tonight, or else no reward. With Seth in the SSF's custody, there's no way they can get to him before the sun's up. I just realized I'll have to return the deposit, won't we? It's the right thing to do. Can we afford to do that? Per your request, we've taken fewer jobs as of late, so we're stretched even thinner than usual. Wait, hang on. I stopped the British accent. Per your request, we've taken fewer jobs as of late, so we're stretched even thinner than usual. If you want to feel more secure about keeping the lights on, you could take a few more cases. Or spend less on clothes. Why would I do either of those things when you're always working so hard to make sure we're a month ahead on rent? I've only got so much hair, Cersei. Hair, Cersei. There we go. And I've only got so many dresses. Edgar heaves a sigh. Thought you might say that. I'll just take it out of my own pay then. She nods, pleased with his quick thinking. Anyway, that can all wait till tomorrow. Let's go to the Golden Cat and celebrate our 20th. The Golden Cat. Okay, cool. Bar frequented by supernaturals, based on the original owner's cat. Both Cersei and Dante frequent the Golden Cat after work. Anyway, can all that wait till tomorrow? Let's go to the Golden Cat and celebrate our 20th. You don't need to use our anniversary as an excuse. We go there every night. But tonight will be special. Drinks are on me. Well, technically it's our rapidly depleting business funds that will be paying, but the sentiment stands. You sure know how to spoil a bat. So, is that a yes? Yes. Alright, let me just fetch my coat. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something important? I don't know, maybe that cat? You know? That cat? Knock, knock, knock. They share a knowing look. I only know one person who knocks like that. You take it. But I always answer the door. Knock, knock, knock. Only because you're so good at it. Edgar puts out his cigar and walks over to the door, opening it to reveal... Edgar, Cersei, thank goodness you're still here. Mrs. Harris, hang on, how old is Mrs. Harris? Okay, good. Elderly neighbor who lives next door. Never complains about the strange guests and frequent neighbors at odd hours. Their next door neighbor rushes inside. She's a kind old woman who thankfully never complains about the suspicious people going in and out of Thorn investigations at all hours. Helps that her eyesight isn't what it used to be. Same goes for her hearing, actually. Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. I know how busy you are doing your detective work, saving the day and all that, but I can't find my baby anywhere. Her baby being her cat Ellie. I feel awful bringing this to you at this hour, but would you mind having a look for her? I couldn't sleep knowing she's somewhere out there, cold and alone and lost. Shivering to death. My poor baby. Her wailing's loud enough to wake up the entire building. Edgar starts to sweat. Edgar doesn't look like he's in the mood to go cat hunt. Luckily for him, they won't have to. Good news, we already found her. Her bawling immediately stops. You did? Yes, she's upstairs. She is? Edgar guides Miss Harris to the sofa. She sinks into it with relief. Oh, how lucky I am to have the finest detectives as my neighbors. It's not that hard to find someone who's hiding in your own home. I don't know about that. There have been strange news before about like how a guy found out that somebody had been squatting in his house for over a month before he even found out. Cersei retrieves Ellie from upstairs, hesitantly returning to her owner. Edgar watches the exchange with amusement. He's been nagging for ages that she should just stroll down to the shelter and pick up a cat of her own. Sadly, I lack the confidence to keep something living alive. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! Mrs. Carrot. Carrot. Excuse me. Mrs. Harris hugs the cat to her chest. Ellie lets out a not so pleased. You saved my baby again. How can I ever repay you two? Meanwhile, the cat's just like. It's nothing. We're glad to help you anytime, free of charge. Nonsense. I'll bake you biscuits and bring them over tomorrow. Knowing she wouldn't even be able to eat them, no good could come from having Mrs. Harris lurking around unless necessary, Cersei tries to tell her, there's really no need. We'd love that, thank you so much. Seriously? Edgar looks offended. I'm always serious about dessert. He's a sweet tooth! Aww! Ah. Very good, Mr. Thorne. It is important for growing boys to eat plenty. Oh, I feel like he's done plenty of growing. Good joke. The only thing Edgar's growing is a pitiful beard. Edgar rubs his jaw. Oh god, he's insecure about that. And for that, you need plenty of calories. Sure. Keep it in my pants. Cersei gently gets Mrs. Harris up out of her chair and guides her to the door. The whole way there, Mrs. Harris rambles about what she's going to bake tomorrow. Cersei almost has to shove her out the door. When it's finally shut behind her, Cersei turns to glare at Edgar. What? Oh, it would be foolish of me to turn away free food. Anyway, with Mrs. Harris gone, there's only one thing left to do. Drinks. The Golden Cat is almost the polar opposite of Elysium. All supernaturals and even a few humans who are in the know come here. As long as you keep your fangs, claws, wands, and whatever you've got to yourself, you're welcome to pop in for a drink. Entering the pub, Cersei's eyes immediately hone in on one guest in particular. Oh look, it's your little friend. Oh, hello. Raoul, a local cop with muscles that aren't just for show. He's seated near the bar, nursing a beer in one hand. Raoul Baston, Dante's partner officer and one of the few humans in the SCD. Thanks to his family's connections and knowledge, Raoul got glimpses into the world of supernaturals very early, and his fascination with it has only grown, ultimately resulting in him joining the SCD. Favorite love interest hands down, fair enough. Don't call him that. The way you phrase it makes it sound indecent. But he is your friend. Last I checked, your only friend. What about you? Aren't you two friends? I have other friends. There's Richard, back in my hometown. Though I haven't spoken to the Pratt in some time. Or even thought about him in a while. And, there's you. We're friends, aren't we? Aw, he's blushing! Aw. Oh. Of course. Embarrassed by how much his words mean to her, Cersei's quick to change the subject. Aw, her heart skipped a beat. Thankfully, Edgar doesn't seem to mind, looking more than a little flustered himself. By the way, Raoul's like gay, right? What makes you say that? He's never responded to any of my flirting. Perhaps he's just not into you. No, he's definitely gay. She only flirts with Raoul to mess with Edgar, but it still surprises her Edgar hasn't noticed his friend's not into women. Is he really so oblivious? Or is Raoul just that private? Canonically gay. Okay, he actually is. This isn't like one of those things where, he doesn't like me, he must be gay. Okay, fair enough. Maybe it's easier for her to tell because she also enjoys the company of her own sex. Wait, you've been flirting with him? I think Edgar might just be an idiot. That's what he was mulling over? They walk up to Raoul. Edgar greets him first. Evening, Raoul. Did you get off work early tonight? Edgar and Raoul have an interesting friendship, if you can call it that. They meet up every few weeks, but it's never a planned thing. They'll just sit next to each other and chat over a few drinks, bonding over being humans in a world of supernaturals or whatever. Oh, hello, Edgar. Unfortunately, I'm still on the clock. Good to see you as well, Cersei. How have you been? Have you been well? Raoul nods to Cersei, acknowledging her too. He's smiling, but you can't tell if it's out of politeness or if he's genuinely happy to see them. Sure. What about you? Are you here on official business? Anything we should look out for? Well... She takes a look around. Where's your pup, by the way? Rare to see you without him. Barely a moment after he's mentioned, Cersei watches Dante, Raoul's police partner, step inside the bar. Half human, half hellhound. There are hellhounds in this game? Works in the supernatural crime division. Having struck a deal with his boss and late mother's friend, O'Brien, Dante is unable to resign for the moment. To protect his real identity, Dante pretends to be a werewolf. The only one who knows the truth is Orion. Okay. Oh, that's why she calls him the pup. Okay. Fair enough. Speak of the devil. Or werewolf, I guess, if we're being technical. Dante looks a little out of sorts. Hair sticking up even more than usual. He notices them immediately, but doesn't spare them as much of a grunt of acknowledgement. Rubbing his arm, he instead stops at the other side of the bar to order beer. I've always thought of him as a loose cannon. waiting to burst, but he looks especially on edge tonight. Something's rattled him. Then again, Dante's never behaved the way you expect an officer to. Perhaps that's why I mind him less. Is he avoiding us? I think he can hear you. Yes, that was the point. She raises her voice. Perfect timing! Dante, we were just talking about you. What? No, we weren't. You do realize when you say it like that, you only sound more suspicious. Cersei! Raoul rests his chin on his palm, watching the scene with a little too much amusement for her liking. For some reason, Dante seriously freaks Edgar out. Now this shouldn't be so surprising, because Edgar's been easily scared as long as Cersei's known him. However, he's especially intimidated by Dante. To his defense, Dante does look like he'd punch your lights out if you look at him the wrong way, on the wrong day. But you'd have to be pretty stupid to try something on Eddie while I'm around. In the meantime, Dante has picked up his beer and walked over. He offers a nonchalant wave with his free hand, which is probably as good of a greeting as he'll get from him. Did you forget to brush your hair this morning? Or did you run into trouble on your way here? Oh, I am so sorry about the ads. I will take a quick moment to... I will just simply take a quick moment. Give me 1 sec. I'm waiting for the ads to end. All done? Awesome. Okay, that's good. If anyone's picking on you, you can always let me know. I don't like animal abuse. Just ran into Abraxas. Seen him recently? Being reminded of Abraxas' insistence again sets a frown on her face. Not really. When Dante smirks, Cersei knows he's gotten exactly what he wanted by bringing up Abraxas. I heard he and his agents were snooping around the museum that exploded, interviewing potential witnesses. A museum? An explosion? Could that be related to why Abraxas needed Seth? Guess they'll be wandering all around town till that's sorted, keeping an eye on things. Ugh. If you haven't run into him yet, I'm sure you will. A lot. His smugness shifts to curiosity. Heard anything about that, though? Not sure why you're asking me for. I haven't got a clue what they're up to, and speaking from experience, it's best if it stays that way. Actually, why do you even care? Aren't the SF and the police supposed to stay out of each other's business as much as they can? Unless it's related to whatever you two are working on. Raoul wouldn't tell us anything, but maybe you will? You didn't give me a chance to say anything. As if you would have told the truth if I did. She could have forced him to. If she really wanted to, she could use compulsion on either of them right now, and there wouldn't be much they could do about it. Dante's trickier because he's about as stubborn as one gets, but Raoul is only human. Whoops. She wouldn't, though. Not because she's squeamish about compelling either of them. She's just not curious enough. Still, if Dante will tell her anything, she'll take it. Well, since you asked so nicely, no. You suck! I don't. That's your job. Edgar, hitching to get away from Dante, interrupts. Okay, well, you two look busy and we're in desperate need of a drink. We'll leave you to it. But, come on, Cersei, you've bothered them long enough for one night. How dare you? I'm perfectly lovely and pleasant to be around. Raoul waves to Edgar. Good to see you, Edgar. Ah, is he interested, maybe? Yeah, cheers. Edgar takes her arm and she begrudgingly lets him pull her to another corner of the bar. They nab their usual seats close to the bartender. When they drink a lot, so it's good to have easy access. In order to maintain some level of dignity, we'd agreed never to discuss exactly how much of our income goes to the golden cat. Wait, hang on, this is Cersei. In order to maintain some level of dignity, we've agreed to never discuss exactly how much of our income goes to the golden cat. The bartender is swift. In a minute, they have their usuals in front of them. Some cocktail for Edgar, and a totally not conspicuous glass of red wine for Cersei. So when are we going to address the elephant in the room? Edgar sips his cocktail, raising a single brow at Cersei's question. I'm talking about your addiction to sugar. It should be criminal to even call that a drink. It's about 1% alcohol and 109% sugar. Not quite sure those numbers add up. Besides, what right do you have to judge anyone's choice of drink when you order the same thing every night? Why waste money on alcohol when it just spoils the taste of what I really want? I thought alcohol enhanced the taste of blood. Actually, I can't believe I've never asked you that before. She knows exactly why he hasn't asked. With each year that passes, Edgar grows more determined to avoid acknowledging what she really is. Depends on the vamp, but nothing will ever beat drinking it fresh from the tap. And have you started doing that again? She doesn't miss the regret in his eyes before he averts them. Still, she can't help the irritation she feels at what he's insinuating. Not since I ended things with Lazarus. You know that. Right. But you think that's a lie. I didn't say that. Even if I were doing it, I'm not like that fangling I met tonight. I have self-control. I'm fully capable of making my own decisions. I don't drink from people who don't want me to. I certainly don't drain people, so you can stop looking at me like I'm... like a... hang on. Oh, okay. Like I bit your pasty ass! Edgar's face falls in his hand, but his trembling shoulders do little to conceal his laughter. It's not funny! I'm annoyed with you! I know, I'm sorry. Sorry I'm annoyed? Sorry you said it in the first place? Both? She's grinning now too. Then why the laughter? Why'd you have to call me pasty? You know I've been trying really hard to build a tan. You should give up on that. You're only adding to the constellation of freckles on your face. I thought you liked my freckles. I said that? Well, I must have been lying, since I'm apparently lying about everything these days. He grimaces. Seems he thought she was going to let that one get swept under the rug. I'm sorry, Cersei. I didn't mean to accuse you. I know you're not like that. I know you wouldn't. It's just hard to forget the shit I've seen. The things I know you're capable of it if you weren't held back by your own morals. It always comes back to this, huh? Edgar only likes the Cersei who stands up against her own kind and looks out for the weak. Not the Cersei who lures strangers into her bed and sucks their blood. I don't know how to tell him that I'm both. So I don't. Nothing's holding me back. You make it sound like I'm forced to do this, but I choose to. It's not an easy choice. She's been like that Fangling. She's been worse, and it was fun. But she doesn't want to know how Edgar will look at her if she confesses that to him. I understand. Except he doesn't. Therein lies the problem. Edgar clears his throat and puts a smile on what? Okay. Edgar clears his throat and puts on a smile that trembles at the corners. We're here to celebrate. We should talk about happier things, shouldn't we? Courtesy of decades of practice, the smile she puts on herself is a lot more convincing. Right. Like your girly choice of drink. We're still on that. Hey, aside from the increased risk of diabetes, I find it cute that you have a sweet tooth. At 44 years old, being described as cute is no longer very flattering, but... Shh, wait a second. He presses a finger to his lips, then motions to the radio playing in the counter. The news is on. Local authorities have stated that a gas leak caused the explosion at Beaumont Museum last night. Private museum belonging to the Beaumonts. Is Beaumont's historically known wizard family. The only known living member of the Beaumont family is Renaud Beaumont, who retired decades ago and hasn't been heard of since. Most of his exhibitions are off limits to humans, but there is a public wing to keep up the appearance of being a normal museum. Besides the public wing, all of their exhibitions are Beaumont. Okay. That is dangerously close to Belmont. Due to recent incident, the museum is closed until further notice. Yes, I am very sleepy. This is around the time I go to sleep usually. Right before work. I apologize. Beaumont Museum. That's where Dante said the SSF were digging around, right? The museum's doors will remain closed to the public till repairs on the private wing are complete. Blah blah blah. Among other news, the body of 23-year-old Jane Stewart was found last night. Earlier this month, Miss Stewart was reported missing. My God, has the human news always been this boring? It's always the same thing. Someone was robbed, someone was murdered, someone was kidnapped. At least there's an explosion involved this time, but what's the aftermath? The next day, there's something else. Not anything worse, but not anything better either. You don't have to listen to the news to know how terrible the world can be. Just step outside.
Ever been?
Edgar and Cersei look up at the bartender. What? To Beaumont Museum? It's owned by one of the greatest wizards of all time. Subspecies of human born with the ability to use their life force as magic. Their substantial life force grants them double, sometimes triple the life expectancy of normal humans. They are immune to most human diseases. Although it varies from one wizard to another, no wizard has an unlimited life force. When a wizard has exerted their supply, they must take time to rest and recover, otherwise they may experience magic sickness. Magic sickness is curable in the early stages, but if the wizard continues to ignore the warning signs, they risk never being able to use magic again. In the absolute worst cases, it can even lead to death. Throughout history, wizards have formed several societies, ranging from smaller covens to larger communities. Hogwarts. Renaud Beaumont. Never heard of him. What makes him so great? Many things. For starters, Cersei doesn't bother to listen, focused on twirling her drink around in her glass. But Edgar nods along, genuinely interested for whatever reason. Anyway, he has to be ancient now. He's retired from the public eye decades ago. Even if he's still alive, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't know what's happened to his family's museum. Maybe we should set it on fire again to make sure he gets the memo this time. You wouldn't actually, would you? Want to find out? You have an annoying habit of doing the opposite of what I ask you, so no comment. The bartender leaves to serve another customer. Edgar starts patting his pockets. Bollocks, I'm all out. Don't hold yourself back on my account. The corner shop should still be open. Sure you don't mind me leaving you alone? He's already climbed to his feet. I think I'll live, or at least not die, again. I'll be back in no time. And he's gone. Sugar, coffee, cigs. Humans sure have a lot of stupid vices. She stares down at her drink. Not that mine are any better. She sips slowly, letting her eyes roam the room. She's not sure where the compulsion comes from. It's not as if she'll discover anything new. It's always the same old faces. No, wait. She is definitely new. Oh, hello, who are you? My girl bros is also about to show. Cersei meets the eyes of a woman at the far end of the pub. Beauty is no stranger to Cersei. She's seen it in many faces, many bodies, even a few hearts. But this woman isn't just beautiful. She's... The woman smiles. Cersei feels compelled to return her smile. Save an empty slot. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and smile back. No one's gonna stop me on this one. I doubt anybody really wants to fight back on this. Cersei returns a smile, but looks down at her drink just as quickly. Not looking to hook up with anyone tonight. Oh, that's a bit presumptuous of her. Maybe the woman was just being nice. Not really looking for nice, either. Wait. Cersei's head snaps up, but the woman is already gone, nowhere to be seen. Only in her absence does Cersei realize she couldn't detect what the woman was. Whatever that woman was, she means trouble. Gonna save here again real quick. Want her. I want to speak to her. Makes no sense, but I want to see her again. I want to know her. I want her. Not her blood. Not her... Damn. Not her blood, not her body, not her heart. Cersei wants the mystery she offers. It's exactly what she's been looking for. A mystery, time-consuming enough to end the perpetual boredom eating away at her. Preoccupied by her thoughts, Cersei barely notices Edgar's return. He slips off his jacket, slides back into his seat, and gestures for another round of drinks from the bartender. What took you so long? Ran into some trouble. Don't be stingy with the details. What kind of trouble? He lights a cig, angling his body towards her. Their knees brush, but neither move away, used to the lack of personal space. Well... So, you see... No, never mind. Are you blushing? My god, you are! Not on purpose! Unfortunately, I don't think it's me having this effect on you, so it must be something else. Edgar twists and squirms in his seat. Or someone else. Was asked that on a date. He spits the word out so fast, Cersei would have missed them if not for her supernatural hearing. You're messing with me. I wish I was. This is stressing me out. Wait, you said yes? What? Obviously I said no. Why would it be obvious? Was something wrong with her? No, she was pretty and nice and smelled good. Too many details now. Sorry, I just thought she had nice perfume. You'd like it, actually. You're only making it weirder. I said no because it would never have worked. She's human. As are you? But I don't live like one. Excuses, excuses. Think about it for a second. I run a supernatural detective agency. How do I explain that to someone outside this business? Not to mention how I'm up all night, asleep most of the day. No sane normal person would want to be with someone like me. Oh, come on. So what if she doesn't fit into your normal schedule? You make time when you're in love. Love? God, I definitely don't have time for that. Not when there's clients to be managed and bills to be paid and you don't have to work all the time, Eddie. You can take off one night of drinking to get laid. What if someone hears you? Oh, come on, you're a grown man. You can't possibly still be embarrassed by the word sex. I'm not, but we're in public. Sex, 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 sex. Jesus Christ! Breeding, mating, copulating, fornicating, and what is it you Brits say? Shagging! Cersei's cackling like a mad woman, while Edgar hisses under his breath. Cersei, I am begging you to stop! Edgar looks about ready to explode from embarrassment, anxiously glancing around to make sure no one's heard her. Cersei doesn't have the heart to remind him that they're at a bar for supernaturals. Almost everyone's guaranteed to have overheard. Anyway, wouldn't it be nice to be with someone even if only for a night? Edgar laughs, shaking his head, more to himself than in response to her words. Somehow I prefer to be here. Aw, with me? I wouldn't necessarily consider your presence as an advantage. But yes, I prefer to be here with you. Cersei brings her glass to her lips, hiding her smile behind it. Where the fuck is the safe? Where is the safe? Why did they remove the safe from here? How dare they? How dare. Okay, guys. You know what? We're flipping a coin. Heads, it's a good thing he said no. It's tails, it's a shame he said no. Heads, okay, it's a good thing he said no. We're going the safe route with him. It's selfish, but Cersei's pleased he rejected the stranger. I'd be jealous if he suddenly had less time for us. Their relationship isn't romantic, so it's not like he'd be cheating on her. But she likes their routine. It's the only stable routine she's ever had, and she doesn't want that to change. Besides, he's got a point. It's not like he could still work with her and lead a normal life. That's just not how it works. Of course, there are people like Raoul and Dante's superior, Orion, who have human families and try to live as normally as possible. But Orion's an anomaly, and with time, vampires like him learn the hard way that rejecting your nature never works out in the long run. Edgar's different. He could pack his bags, move cities, and go back to living a normal life whenever he wants. As long as he remains here, though, he'll never be able to pull the wool back over his eyes. Edgar taps out his cig in the nearest ashtray. Enough about that. Did I miss anything around here? Nope. For some reason, it doesn't feel right to mention the mysterious woman. Maybe because she knows how Edgar worries and she doesn't want him to start. The bartender slides their new drinks towards them. They clink glasses. To 20 years of this hellish profession. And to 20 more. In the end, Edgar has one too many drinks. He leans on Cersei the entire walk back to his flat. She stops when they reach his building. He's never invited her upstairs before, and she doubts it'll be any different tonight. Will you make it upstairs on your own? Why wouldn't I? He pushes off of her and stumbles up the stairs to the entrance. He almost falls over several times, but by some miracle he manages to reach the door without breaking any bones. See, he hiccups. Perfectly fine. Right. See you tomorrow night. He waves her goodbye. She waves back. Good night. She waits until he's safely inside the building. Chances are low he'll die on his way up the lift, so Cersei begins to stroll back to her own flat. She walks at a leisurely pace, like the threat of the rising sun won't be upon her any moment now. Like her slow pace might delay the inevitable day. Cersei strips down to her underwear. Her one-bedroom flat has no bed, only a sofa, so that's where she lies down. Outside, the sun slowly rises, and the world Cersei will never get to be a part of again wakes up. She stares up at the ceiling, trying not to think about the growing resentment she feels every time she has to hide away from the sun. I didn't always hate daytime. When her common sense returned after her fangling years, Cersei had found that day offered endless opportunities for self-improvement. She read novels, meditated, and brushed up on her history, learned martial arts, studied different languages, read some more, slept with all kinds of people, men, women, people who didn't really identify as either. Half of the time she didn't even feed on them. She liked to cuddle in bed afterwards, basking in their heat. When films became a thing, she found herself obsessed with cinema, lived hundreds of different lives through the stories of others. But like everything else, it soon got dull, hiding herself in escapism to distract herself from her own thoughts. Lately, she can't be bothered to do much of anything anymore. Is this all there is to eternity? An endless cycle of wanting and no longer wanting? Forever falling in and out of love with the... Forever falling in and out of love with what once meant the world to you. If she shuts her eyes, if she pretends hard enough, she can almost imagine she's dreaming. Where did her dreams bring her today? Just gonna go ahead and save right here. The mystery woman, Abraxas, or Edgar? What do you guys want? All these options are gone through, so there's no need to save. Oh, you go through them. Okay. Who was she? More importantly, what was she? Every person has a distinct aura. Some call it life force, some call it the soul. Whatever you'd like to call it, everyone has it. Not everyone can detect it, but Cersei is trained to ensure she never misses it. The fact that she'd missed this one, it unsettles her. It unsettles her very much. Ugh. Just picturing that self-righteous face on his... face of his irritates her. Nope. Not even worth thinking about for a second. Eddie's funny when he's drunk. Though most of their nights might end at the Golden Cat, Edgar rarely drinks enough to get wasted. His love of tobacco might send him to an early grave, but at least alcohol poisoning won't. A small comfort. She continues to dream. She tries her best to fight against the current of her thoughts, but somehow they always lead back to him. Don't think about him. Against her will, Cersei remembers him. Open your eyes. Look into my eyes. See yourself as you truly are, as you were always meant to be. I'm afraid. For us, fear is a choice. When she opens her eyes and looks into his, she doesn't see herself. She sees him, and only him. Beautiful, he whispers, reverent. I will never make anything as beautiful as you again. But sire, you did not make me. I did. His spindly fingers caress her skin with such tenderness, she foolishly mistakes it for fondness. I delivered you from death. I rendered you invulnerable to the horrors of time. I captured you in the moment you were the most beautiful you ever would be. Beautiful. Forever. She holds the monster's stare. My eternal companion. Forever. The sun is set again, but Cersei only snaps out of her daydreams when she hears the balcony door open. She doesn't have to get up to guess who's broken into her flat. She'd recognize those steps anywhere. You'd better have a good reason for this, Abraxas. She stands up to glare at him. His eyes linger on her lack of attire for no longer than what is polite. I apologize for the impromptu visit, but it could not wait. Would you please put some clothes on? Then, of course, I shall explain my unconventional entrance. Okay, we'll go into number 2. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. So we're going with either the top or the middle. I want to go either the top or the middle. Which one do you guys want to do? Teasing him is hilarious. Let's do it. Why not remove your own clothes if it feels unfair? Do not be unreasonable. It is not a matter of what is fair or not, but of what is appropriate. Well, I won't be putting mine on. This is my home. Wait, this is my home, and I'm comfortable like this. It wouldn't be courteous. It wouldn't be courteous of me for me to be here while you are. He gestures awkwardly, refusing to look at her again. Unprepared for guests. Exactly why you should remove yours. Make it even. He must know she's messing with him. She can tell from the angry furrow he's failing to hide between his brows, but he slips off his jacket anyway, hanging it over the side of the sofa. Whoa! Satisfied? Her eyes linger appreciatively on the way his shirt stretches out across his chest. Is it intentional that your shirts are always a size too small for you? If you intend to objectify me, I will be putting my jacket back on. She sighs dramatically. Never any fun, are you? As a vamp, shouldn't you know better than to enter a stranger's home without invitation? We are not strangers. We're not friends either. Acquaintances. Are you seriously trying to negotiate our level of familiarity? He eyes the balcony he just sneaked in through. Shouldn't it be snuck in through? I didn't mean to cause you any distress, but I had to make sure no one would know I was here. And you felt that creeping in through the balcony was the most discreet way to accomplish that? I was not creeping. Really? His eyes sweep down her body again. He cleared his throat and pretends to be distracted by the posters lining her walls. I just thought of the stupidest thing ever. What if she lined the posters on her wall with just like, what's it called? Those provocative shots, like Polaroids of her, just so he can't look away. He looks at the wall. Oh shit, there's more of her. I believe this is my first time seeing your flat. Do you watch a lot of films? Explain why you broke into my damn flat. Snuck in. Don't be childish, it's not cute when you're like 200 years old. It's about the case that Seth was witness to. Did you release him already? Of course, we had no reason to hold him for questioning. No reason? I gave you a reason. Yes, I put in a word with the SCD and look into him sooner than later. They mentioned they hadn't received any reports from you, however. Oops. I did not come here to talk about Seth. I need a favor. Will you do it? The request surprises her. She studies his face, watching for the punchline. Well, you never told us what the thing is! I can't believe my ears. The great Abraxas is asking for my help. Really? Do not make me repeat myself. It was difficult enough the first time. Even if she finds it hard to believe, Abraxas is definitely telling the truth. He barely even relies on his own agents. So for him to come to her of all people, for help, it means he needs something badly enough to swallow his pride. I never expected to see the night. She's already set on not doing it, because why would she, in her right mind, ever help Abraxas? But that doesn't mean she's not curious. You're going to have to share more details before I decide. Have you heard of the incident at Beaumont Museum? In passing. This must never become public knowledge, but the gas leak was a cover-up coordinated by us at the SSF. Wow! Who could have ever imagined? Magic triggered the explosion. The burst of energy was so powerful that, should our culprit have wished to, they could have destroyed far more than a single wing. At worst, I fear they might have even been able to burn down half of North Haven. My agents and I have determined it cannot be a mere accident. This was an intentional attack. Watch it just be some really powerful wizard who accidentally sneezed while trying to cast a different spell. I see. Unfortunately, it gets worse. The wing that was destroyed harbored several magical artifacts, one of which is now missing. You should be grateful then. They could have stolen all of them. I sent my team to clean up the scene and deal with any witnesses. That's when they found the initials JM spray painted on the wall. Whoever or whatever this JM is, it is our only lead. Couldn't you trace the magic from the explosion? Cersei knows for a fact that SSF North Haven branch has a very talented witch in the ranks. She even happens to be Abraxas' second in command. We suspected it was caused by the artifact itself, which didn't leave any residue from the user behind.
Okay, but why do you want me involved?
The SSF regularly collaborates with supernatural police, but that's it. They've never worked with Thorn investigations, and while Cersei's not opposed to a challenge, she's no witch hunter. She knows vampires, she knows werewolves, she knows demons, but messing with the wrong wizard can have deadly consequences. It's common sense not to get involved in their affairs. We were going to launch a full investigation into JM when we were explicitly told by people higher up the ladder to drop the case. Apparently an outsider is being sent from elsewhere to continue the investigation.
I take it that's unusual.
Not necessarily. There have been cases where we've collaborated with external parties, but the key word there is collaboration. Never in all the time I have worked for the SSF have I been locked out of a case in this manner.
Oh, come on. You've lived long enough to know there's a first for everything.
I know. Still, I am suspicious of their intentions. I have no real reason to be. No actual evidence. Nothing to work with but a presentiment. But I cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong.
Since when do you care? I thought it wasn't any of your business if the laws enforced by your superiors might be unfair to us non-humans.
I know what you think of me, Cersei, but I'm not your enemy. The SSF do what we must to protect supernaturals from humans, and them from us. Sometimes that means the occasional casualty on our side.
Our side, he says. When has he ever been on our side?
Anyhow, given the things you get up to in your own time, I do not think you should be judging anybody else.
I'll judge whoever I want, whenever I want. I don't kill vamps out of some sense of moral superiority. I kill them because it's fun and it pays the bills. Maybe that makes me a bit of a bitch. So what? I'm not so sanctimonious that I need to pretend my actions are morally justified.
Are you really so irredeemable when you only kill the bad ones?
Don't paint me as some sort of anti-heroine. All vampires are bad, even you, and especially me. Same goes for humans, werewolves, witches, you name it. We're all equally capable of bad and good. That's why it means something when we choose to do good.
Abraxas doesn't look surprised by her speech. He may not know the full extent of what Cersei used to get up to before North Haven, but unlike Edgar, he can surely imagine. This is Cersei on her best behavior. And if you ever have the misfortune of meeting her at her worst, well, good luck.
I only target the so-called bad ones because I don't need any more trouble with the law than I already have. Also, if someone's willing to pay to see you dead, not once but twice, you're probably an asshole anyway.
Abraxas shakes his head. He gives up on adding anything to this conversation, returning to the previous subject. Technically, I'm not betraying orders. It's not me who's investigating this after all, it is you. If you happen to feed some information back to me, then that is simply how it goes.
Loophole of the century. You said an artifact was stolen. What was it exactly?
If I knew, I would have told you.
I doubt that.
I mean it. I know no more beyond the little I've already shared with you.
Which is like nothing. It was hidden in plain sight inside Renard Beaumont's private collection.
We'd planned to contact him about it before we were ordered to drop the case.
So all we know is that it can make stuff go boom.
Not exactly the words I'd use, but essentially yes.
Who's to say the power didn't come from the person wielding the artifact?
Abraxas firmly shakes his head like he's already ruled out that option. There are wizards and witches capable of things our mind cannot imagine, but it would be suicide to release a burst of energy that large without assistance.
When magic's involved, nothing's impossible.
I suppose. Still, I would say it's too unlikely to be worth consideration.
Seth was the only witness. There's only the only witness who might have seen anything of note, at least. We interviewed all the others and learned nothing. Who might have? I thought you brought him in for questioning. We did. However, we were told to drop the case before we could ask him anything worthwhile. Once again, the SSF proved to be Once again, the SSF proved to be embarrassingly incapable. Not our finest work, I know. Cersei folds her arm over her chest. I'll help you under one condition. Why are you making that face? You haven't even heard what I have to say yet. Fine, state your terms. It's quite simple. If you're so desperate for my help, beg for it. No. He moves to leave, but she blocks the path. Always so uptight. Let me rethink this. Abraxas just stares, waiting. It takes her time, hemming and hawing, simply for the amusement of keeping him in suspense. Oh, alright, I'll do it. His glare softens, only barely, but enough for her to notice. Thank you. Don't thank me. I'm not doing it for you. It just sounds like a compelling case. Far more interesting than anything I've worked on lately. Maybe this is what will fish her out of her slump. Keep her running Thorn investigations for another 20 years. You'd better pay us, though, and provide a generous tip. Everyone knows Abraxas sits on a monstrous amount of generational wealth from his previous life. Something she might as well use to her advantage here. That can be arranged. Perfect. Now give me a moment to get dressed and I'll get you out of here. There's no need. I have my own way. The balcony again? Absolutely not, Romeo. His eyes shift to the floor, brows drawing together. He's that conflicted about this. Perhaps it's because he's never broken the rules in the past. He fears the consequences, should anyone learn that he's disobeying orders. Okay. Man, I haven't done a female voice in a very long time. Reassure him or push him? What should we do? I think we reassure him, right? I'd say we reassure him. Or maybe pushing him's the better option. Decisions. Wish I had my masks on already. Let's see. I'm thinking... I think reassure him? Okay. The SSF have no reason to monitor your every move. Even if someone does find out that you came here, surely you're quick-witted enough to think of an excuse on the spot. Yes, you're right. There are plenty of reasons why I might come to see you. Plenty, you say? Such as? He rolls his eyes, and any previous hint of vulnerability vanish. Never mind that. Get dressed. You do not have all night, and neither do you. Just for the attitude, I'll make sure to take my sweet time. How long is this demo, by the way? Cersei leaves Abraxas downstairs so he can leave through the front door like a normal person. In their office, a freshly shaven... Oh my god, he did shave! A freshly shaven Edgar's made himself comfortable behind his desk. He is mid-bite on a biscuit when they enter. Take that out of your mouth so we can understand you. He swallows. Why is he here? Good to see you too, Thorn. Pleasure's all yours, prick. Edgar's nasty glare softens, only slightly, when his eyes shift to Cersei. I repeat, why is he here? And why was he upstairs? And how did he even get in? I've been here for over an hour. The door's been shut the entire time. 6-ish hours for both stories. Wow, that is a long time. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Might have to do a second or third part then.
I'm guessing that's 6-ish hours, provided I'm not doing as many voice acting as I'm doing right now and actually just reading properly. Which means that if they're roughly about the same duration on each character, then that means it's probably... I should probably maybe sort of... I probably have like another hour and a half left of this? Something like that? How far am I? 6 hours with voicing, so it's probably like 4 hours of reading on. Okay. So there is with voicing. Does that mean I'm only half an hour away? I need to know so I know whether or not to split this into 2 parts or or like, you know. And that's like, I'm almost at the end. Okay, cool. Perfect.
And how did he even get in? I've been here for over an hour. The door's been shut the entire time. Did he show up during the day? Did you spend all... Before you let your imagination run to places I don't even want to imagine.
Gotcha.
How about you shut up and let me talk?
Lie because it's funny. Yes! We're doing this. We're lying because it's funny.
You're right. He did spend the day.
He did what?
I didn't.
Abraxas looks to Edgar. I didn't.
Denying it twice makes you sound totally guilty.
But you know it isn't true. Why must you always make up nonsense?
As if I'd believe that anyway. Neither of you could stand each other for that long. Now tell me the truth. What's he doing here?
Always lie when it's funny.
I'm standing right here, Thorn. You could simply ask me. Or I could not. Abraxas sneers. In that case, I shall leave the explaining to your boss. Edgar lifts his plate. You're going to piss off now, right? Have a biscuit before you go. Fresh from our neighbor. I can't. Oh, that's right. You can't eat. I can, but the taste is repulsive. And I cannot properly digest it, meaning I would have to... Abraxas pauses. Ah, you're mocking me. Edgar stuffs the cookie in his mouth. Took you long enough. Abraxas focuses on Cersei again. Report to me as soon as you find something. You know where to find me. Yes, sir. Edgar lights a cig after Abraxas leaves. She waits for his patience to wear thin. It doesn't take long. So? He wants us to look into something. He explains everything to Edgar. Same as her, he's baffled that Abraxas would ignore a direct order from his superiors. It doesn't make sense. I know. That's why it's interesting. Some measly initials aren't much of a lead, though. JM. Could be a person, an organization, or a movement. How would we know? Only one way to find out. Let's split up and... Let's split up and check in with our contacts around the city to see if they've heard anything. You know which side is yours? Right. Enjoy your biscuits. I'll head out first. She walks up the window. She's moments away from transforming when Edgar calls out. Cersei! Be careful, please. Worry about yourself, old man. 20 years ago I was a boy. Today I'm an old man. Give it another 10 years and I'll be dust and cobwebs in your eyes. It's a compliment. I like older men. It's not a compliment. You have extremely questionable tastes. Don't downplay your sex appeal. Your creaky knees and back issues especially are oh so attractive. Enough. Don't you have somewhere to be? Try not to miss me too much. Kisses! Bye! Cersei transforms, circling Edgar once before she flies out the window into the night.
You know she'd be the type to mockingly say kisses! Just to Edgar specifically and no one else. Thorn investigations have established a trusted net of sources around North Haven over the past 2 decades. From small business owners to working girls to regular everyday people oblivious to the supernatural world, you never know who might have the intel you need. But tonight, none of their usuals has anything useful for Cersei. No one's heard of the initials before. For her last stop, Cersei catches Nisha away from Elysium on her smoke break. Oh, Nisha.
Long time no see, Cersei.
Nisha, Laz's right hand, has secretly worked as an informant for Thorn investigations for years now. I'm guessing that her response would be a little different if you actually went to see Nisha instead of Laz last time. She's a street-smart human who enjoys making a little extra on the side.
Although I'm not sure what she needs for it. From what I've heard, Lazarus pays her plenty more.
Then again, given that she's basically running his business for him, there's probably nothing he could pay Nisha that would be enough for the work she does.
Anyway, I appreciate that Nisha's a businesswoman. Reed is easier to work with. Heard you stopped by Elysium last night. Paid Laz a quick visit. And you didn't think to come say hi to me? You'd have liked that? I'm not gonna lie, it hurt a little bit. Thought we were friends. Sure, if you say so, but I didn't come here to catch up. Aw, you didn't? Well, what are you here for then? Have you seen the initials JM around lately? Oh, is that someone important? Another dead end. Don't even know if it's a who or a what yet. If you hear anything.
Nisha tips her imaginary hat to Cersei.
You'll be the first to know, of course. Thanks.
Nisha butts out her cigarette on the nearest wall.
If that's all, I should get back inside. Elysium doesn't run itself. Lazarus still leaving all the work to you. He pulls his weight sometimes. Kick him in the balls for me when you see him next. I quite like this job, so I will not be doing that. But you have my respect for your commitment to hating him. It's a lifestyle at this point.
Nisha waves goodbye and disappears inside the abandoned building. Cersei sighs and returns to the streets.
Let's see if Edgar has had better luck.
The lights are on when Cersei enters the office. Edgar must have gone back first.
If you're here already, I guess you didn't find anything worthwhile either.
She stops at the doorstep.
Oh, you can't be serious. 2 break-ins in one night.
Edgar's nowhere to be seen. Standing behind his desk is the mystery woman from last night. Finally, Cersei can see the woman for what she really is. A witch.
A very powerful one if she's able to conceal her magic like that. There you are. I've been waiting for you.
Her eyes leave the streets outside to meet Cersei's gaze. They stare at each other for a long beat, neither willing to break eye contact or begin conversation. Eventually the woman smiles, impressed for some reason.
You have a spine. A quality I respect, as long as one does not mistake it as a suitable replacement for competence. As you are doing right now.
The woman laughs.
You have a sense of humor as well. That is good.
When Cersei still doesn't move, the woman pushes away from the wall to stand up straight. She's tall in the same way models are. It should be a pointless, ridiculous, inappropriate thought to have in this moment, and yet Cersei can't help but feel that there's something unnatural about how bewitching the woman before her is.
Apologies and introductions are in order. Which would you prefer to hear first? You choose. Oh, well, if you insist. My name is Nocturne. I'm not a local, but perhaps my...
Oh, damn it. Okay. Hang on, gotta change the accent.
My name is Nocturne. I'm not a local, but perhaps my accent gave that away already.
Oh, she's French. Okay. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. I've never tried a French girl before.
My name is Nocturne. I am not a local, but perhaps my accent gave that away already.
A witch from who knows where. She's looking for the person behind the explosion of Beaumont Museum for reasons. Amongst the many strange... Never tried a French girl. I didn't mean it like that. Also, technically not true. Oh my god. I'm not elaborating on that, okay? Amongst the many strange circumstances of this situation, Cersei barely notices the subtle French accent.
I'm so sorry to ambush you like this in your own office, but you're a busy lady. It is not so easy to catch you alone.
What zero sleep does to people.
Please do not worry. I truly mean you no harm. Am I expected to just believe that?
Apparently so, because Nocturne continues talking like nothing's out of the ordinary.
It really is a pleasure to meet you, Cersei. I've heard terrible things about you and the work you do, which means you must be good at it.
Gonna save right here. But have you been told I'm worse? Well, what sort of terrible things? What do we do, guys? What do we pick? Are we confident? Are we, like, defensive? Or are we, like, are we just gonna go along with it? Last one? Okay.
Ooh, what sort of terrible things have you been told? I'm curious. I do not wish to bore you with the senseless details. Perhaps another time.
Nocturne's smile says perhaps not.
Nevertheless, those senseless details have proved quite useful. They persuaded me to seek out your services and hire you.
Cersei narrows her eyes at the witch.
You want to hire me? For what exactly?
Nocturne doesn't look like she requires any help killing your typical street vamp, so it's definitely not for that.
It's the same thing everyone hires you for. I'm looking for someone. I want you to find them. Right. Unfortunately for you, I'm quite busy at the moment, so I won't be able to take your case. Goodbye.
Nocturne's voice is firm, even as her perfect smile stays painted on.
You're already looking for them. Who? Ah. So, JM is a person. I presume so. That person they are pretending to be, the real JM, was a brilliant young witch. But who knows when it comes to this imposter? They could be anyone for all we know. How do you know it's an imposter? Why couldn't it be the real JM? Because she's dead.
Nocturne's tone is so detached, Cersei can hardly believe this isn't all one big joke.
She's dead. Quite dead, yes. I would know. I killed her. She's dead, and you killed her. Murdered, slew, killed, whichever word you'd prefer. Assuming that's even true, why would you admit that to a complete stranger? I told you, I've done my research. I know everything I need to know to determine that you are capable of this job. If I did not believe you were capable, I would not be here. I'm not a witch who wastes her time on whims.
Throughout this conversation, Nocturne's smile has never fallen. Till now.
You must understand. It is most important to me that this person is found. I want the best detective possible on the job, and I believe that to be you. So you will take my case. You will find the imposter and the artifact they got their thieving little hands on. You will bring them both to me, and you will not disappoint. She smiles again. Money is of no consequence to me, so you will of course be well compensated for your efforts. Huh. This is a new feeling. For once, Cersei is genuinely at a loss for words, but Nocturne doesn't seem to mind. I'll take your silence as it means that you accept, yes?
Oh, damn. You've reached the end of the BTMO demo. Thank you for playing. To support the full game's development and for more news on Burn the Midnight Oil, check out our Kickstarter, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Discord. I keep forgetting Tumblr's still a thing. Oh man, I haven't heard the word Tumblr in so long! Okay, well, that was Burn the Midnight Oil, or at the very least, Cersei's route. Yeah, that was a pretty fun game. I wish I could forget all, but all my fave artists are there. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, that was a fun little game. If you want to support them on Kickstarter, link is in the description down below. And the demo is on Steam if you want to try the other routes and see what other dialogue there is. Anyways, thank you everybody so much for joining. I will quickly double check if there's anybody I know that I can raid. Oh, excuse me. Oh god, I actually am hiccuping this time. This is not me trying to imitate Edgar. Okay, nobody I know is on. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Anyways. Yes, thank you. I shall go to bed, just like the vampires at this time. Because at this point I basically have the same schedule as them. Okay, take care everybody and sweet nightmares. Bye-bye! I still don't have an ending soon screen, so